Hi everyone, and welcome to Southside Dodge Rebels This Week. We've got plenty more game highlights for you this week. We check in with news and notes from all aspects of the team. The commissioner of the Western Hockey League joins us for the first time ever, and we honor a Rebels volunteer who was recently honored by the WHL. Let's kick off this week's episode by going to this past Thursday night here at the NMAX Centrium as the Rebels played host to the Edmonton Oil Kings. Patrick Bartosak making his first start at home since December 1st. Cody Teal sets a physical tone early with a big crunch on Marty Gernat. Bartosak also setting the tone for the evening with a good save on Edgar's Kulda. Reese Dino flips a pass over to Turner Elson, but Laurent Brossoit shuts the door. Brossoit with an even better save here on a point-blank chance for Dino. Reese a bit frustrated after missing that one, but he'd make up for it. Dino finds the puck again and tries to feed Elson out front, but Gernat tips it into his own net. Dino's 12th of the season gives the Rebels a 1-0 lead. Plenty of traffic in Bartosak's crease, but he stands tall. Big Detzel slams down Kulda with a kale of a hit. A flash mob storms the NMAX Centrium during the intermission. Hundreds of kids leading the crowd doing Gangnam Style. Pretty sure Calvin Bellows was even dancing behind the camera for this one. Fist pumping of a different kind took place on the ice when Brandon Underwood and Brandon Baddock had a difference of opinions in the corner. Baddock was game early, but Underwood took over by landing a series of solid rights before Baddock fell to the ice. Big number 7 getting the crowd charged up. Michael St. Croix looks to get the Oil Kings on the board, but is foiled by Bartosak. Brady got ace pass, finds Teal near the net, but he can't convert. Edmonton does tie it up as Bartosak makes the initial save but can't get to the rebound. Keegan Lowe finds the puck and finds the back of the net for his 10th. The goal would count after a review. It's 1-1. Then check out the alley-oop pass by Joel Hamilton. Tyson Ness finds it, but Brossoit bends to stop the deke. Patty continues his stellar night of work in the Rebels' net with a pair of great saves. Rebels take the lead again in the third. Great stretch pass from Scott Fazer to Dino. He streaks and dekes Brossoit for an absolute beauty. His second of the game puts Red Deer up 2-1. Here's what Calvin is calling the Rebels this week turning point. Patrick Bartosak with not one, but 2 incredible saves. Then he stumbles and recovers to make a third save. Simply remarkable. The captain gets his team an insurance goal as Elson takes a nice drop pass from Underwood. He beats Brossoit for his 16th of the season. 3-1 Rebels late in the third. Oil Kings call Brossoit to the bench and try to get back in this one. And they get a glorious chance when Lowe shoots from the point, beats Bartosak but hits the post. Brooks Maxwell then chips the puck to Dino, who chips it ahead to himself. He caps off the hat trick with a minute left on the clock. A few hats made their way onto the ice. The Rebels skate to a 4-1 win over the Oil Kings.
They're a great hockey team, and and we have to play to the maximum of our ability to have success. And it doesn't really matter who we play against. And obviously our goaltender Bart's again tonight. Patty made some great saves, and it's key times. Scores 2-1. He made 2 highlight reel saves. TSN turn point, as Bryce said. So. And then we got some timely goals, obviously, and that first goal was huge for us, just with, just playing with the lead. We come off the trip in Saskatchewan where, getting 3 of our last 4 points, and we actually played a pretty good hockey on that road trip in all 3 games, and we knew coming in tonight that it would be a real tough game, and we were prepared.
I thought it was good. I thought we had a full 60 minutes. We came out strong. We talked about before the game that we had to play another full 60-minute game like we did in Saskatoon, and I thought we played pretty good. We were chipping pucks, so it was good.
Reese Dino's been an outstanding addition to this Red Deer Rebels hockey club, and tonight he was rewarded with the hat trick.
First one on the power play, Brossoit he robbed me, so I had to get one that shift, and it happened to go in, and then Fazer sent me on a nice little breakaway, and that last one, Maxie made a hell of a play to get it out, so it was good.
Game data brought to you by 247reddeer.ca. The Rebels pulled away late in what was an absolutely superb goaltending duel between Bartosak and Brossoit. So after that big home ice win, the Rebels sought to duplicate that effort here on Saturday night. The Prince George Cougars in town. It was bring your mom to the game night and post-game fireworks. The Rebels were on home ice against a Prince George team that had lost 5-3 in Calgary one night earlier. Rebels strike first early on in this one. Loose puck near the net finds its way to Joel Hamilton. The team's leading playmaker tucks one past Red Deer native Mac Engel for his 6th goal of the year. It's a power play marker, 1-0. Cougars tied up just a couple minutes later as Zach Pachiro catches the Rebels napping, wraps in his 7th of the year. It's 1-1. Reese Dino blasts one from the slot but is denied by Engel. Cougars take the lead as they cycle it through the Rebel zone. Daniel Gibb pinches in from the point, beats Patrick Bartasak, who clearly could not see that shot. PG's captain nets his 2nd of the season, 2-1. Opening shift of the middle frame, Bartasak bails his team out with a huge stop on Jordan Tkach. With his team trailing by 1, Hayden Fleury shoots from the point and is stopped. Dominic Volek can't tap home the rebound. Turner Elson cuts through the slot but is turned aside by Engel. Troy Burke gives the Cougars a great chance at expanding their lead, but Bartasak turns that one aside. Reese Dino, coming off his hat trick against Edmonton, gets stuffed on this wraparound. Dino dishes off to Brady Gaudet. He tries to go short side, but Engel beats him to it. Matt Bellery fires. Engel stops that one, then gets a pad out on the rebound try from Tyson Ness. Tyson gets another chance at a goal, but again, he can't cash in on a rebound. Dino gets another shot, but Mack is back again for the Cougars. Prince George seals the deal late in the 3rd when Clark Wilson slides it home for the empty netter. Tough night for the Rebels. They fall 3-1.
Huge disappointment. We had, outside of our goal, you can't even say there was one guy even close to where he needs to be for our team to have success. And that's strictly based on the mental part of it, coming to the rink very complacent tonight. Preparation obviously is not where it needed to be, and it was disappointing. It's again, I told them in PA after the game they don't get to pick and choose what days they can come here and go to work, and we still have guys in that mindset, and that's stuff that this is major junior level. This isn't levels underneath it. This is major junior, next level's pro, and you have to work for everything you get. And we clearly got totally outworked tonight. Our forwards were through to a man. They were all awful, and our defense, they struggled, moving pucks, and it was a total bad game overall as a group.
Mac Engel making the best of a rare start in his hometown, earning the win in net for the Cougars, making 31 saves. So after that tough home ice loss, the Rebels wrapped up this past week by visiting the Medicine Hat Tigers on Sunday. The Tigers had shut out Calgary in their previous game, and they came out hitting early in this one. They also get the first good scoring chance, but were denied by Bartasak. Elgin Pierce finds a lane, but finds Patty's glove with that shot. Logan McVeigh takes a pass from Boston Lear. Bartasak gets his left leg on that shot. Lear with a shot of his own is turned aside. Bartasak holding the fort as his team struggles through a slow start. Yet another shot from Pierce, yet another save by Patrick. He made 14 of them in the first period. Rebels finally get a decent scoring chance in the 2nd, but Cam Lanigan drops down to cover up. Connor Blakely charges in on Lanigan and can't score. Tigers come right back the other way with a 3-on-1. Great pass by Pierce over to Hunter Shinkarik. He goes top shelf past a sprawled out Bartasak. 1-0 Tigers. They come looking for more as Lear charges hard toward the cage but can't get a shot away. Bartasak takes offense to some unwanted crease company. Lucky bounce for the Rebels, sees the puck land on Turner Elson's stick. He tries the backhand, but Lanigan with an outstanding save on the play. Bartasak doing his part yet again to keep the Rebels in it. Here he makes a fine save on Curtis Volk. But Patrick could only do so much, and the Tigers do double their lead as Volk makes good on his next shot. 2-0 Tabbies early in the 3rd. The home team kept coming for more. Trevor Cox sets up Chad LaBelle, whose shot goes just wide. Blake Penner has all day to walk out front and shoot, but yet another stop by Bartasak. All sorts of scoring chances for the Tigers in the 3rd. They get another shot after this scramble, but it stayed 2-0. Wyatt Johnson tries to motivate the Rebels by going toe-to-toe with LaBelle. Pretty darn good tilt as the pair trade rights back and forth and skate through most of the neutral zone before the Liney's jump in. Elson gets a break and cuts up the middle toward the net, but Lanigan shuts the door. Volk was a force for the Tigers in this one as he gets yet another scoring chance. The one bright spot for the Rebels was that Patrick Bartosak showed up to play. He continued to stonewall the Tigers throughout the final frame. But another breakdown in the Rebels' end leads to McVeigh taking the feed from Volk and blasting home the Tigers' third goal of the game, sealing the Rebels' fate in the process. The Rebels did what they could to get on the score sheet late, but came up empty. Elson with a couple more scoring chances, but Lanigan would have none of that. The Tigers posting their second straight shutout victory, blanking the Rebels 3-0. Outside of Bartosak, not much for Rebels fans to like on this night, but the penalty kill was a perfect 5 for 5. They're now third in the Western Hockey League. Turner Elson continues to lead the Rebels with 35 points, but take a look at Reese Dino. His point-per-game average would have him at the top had he started the season here. The Rebels are now just 4 points up on Lethbridge for third in the Central Division. Medicine Hat and Kootenay have started closing the gap as well. This Friday, the Rebels host the Brandon Wheat Kings. Saturday, the Lethbridge Hurricanes come calling on 80s night at the NMAX Centrium. Coming up after the break, Matthew Dumba impresses in Minnesota, and we sit down for a one-on-one with the WHL commissioner.
Miette a 2-on-1 with Johnson. Miette stops. Over to Johnson.
Hey Red Deer Rebels fans, have we got the show for you? Southside Dodge Rebels This Week is your #1 source for everything Rebels.
Nice pad save.
Highlights, interviews, stats, and exclusive behind-the-scenes features brought to you each and every week by those who have their eye on the Rebels all season long.
He's back to the middle.
Southside Dodge Rebels This Week, weeknights on Shaw TV. Welcome back to the show. Matthew Dumba has been missing from the Rebels lineup this past week as he attended training camp with the Minnesota Wild. And he had an impressive camp by all accounts, so much so that he stuck with the big club for their start to the regular season. Dumba was kept up to provide some emergency help as some other injuries were suffered by Minnesota defensemen, but Matt was a healthy scratch for the Wild in each of their first 2 games. As much as Matthew's teammates would love to have him in the lineup, they are very proud of what he's been able to accomplish.
He's a great player. He helps us a lot every night, and he's got one of the best skill sets in the game right now in the dub. And he's got a good offensive skill. He's strong defensively. He's got a strong upper body. He works hard. And he's got great speed. And I wasn't surprised when he got stuck there for 5 games. Who knows? But he's doing well. And I talked to him a little bit, and he loves it. And he's just gonna try to capture the moment right now.
Unbelievable for him. I mean, obviously we're very proud of him, and we've been able to stay in contact with him and whatnot, and talk with him. And obviously he's excited and whatnot. And it's not the best news for us back here in Red Deer, but for the end of the day, it's good for him, and he deserves it. Me and Maddie, we've played together the last 3 months or whatever it's been, and communication is something that's huge with Maddie. He's obviously a very vocal guy, and his patience, just his playmaking. He's such a smart player that he usually gets you out of predicaments whenever and wherever on the ice.
Well, you saw Reese Dino light it up against the Edmonton Oil Kings in the highlights. Here's Jared Waldo to tell us more about the talented forward.
While the Red Deer Rebels may be struggling with the notion of consistency these days, one individual has continued to express that very attribute all season long. After appearing in 50 games with the Medicine Hat Tigers last season and scoring just 4 goals and 11 points, Reese Dino has blossomed in Red Deer with 14 goals and 27 points in 27 games as a Rebel. He's currently scoring at a point-per-game pace, something the 19-year-old is hoping to continue all season.
It's a goal of mine to be point per game for the rest of the season, so just coming into the league, I wanted to have an impact defensively on the team, and I feel as if I'm doing that, so I just got to, Turner and I work together, so it works out well, and I'm just going to try to keep doing what I'm doing.
So what's allowed Dino to emerge as a leader and point producer? While it may have been the result of a numbers game in Medicine Hat, Dino credits head coach Brent Sutter for giving the opportunity to show what he's capable of.
Just getting a chance to, I didn't get very many shifts last year, and you kind of get warm on the bench and you get one shift and you're not really into it, but playing lots here
Brent has a lot of confidence in me playing the right guys with me, so pucks are going in the net right now.
While the head coach is giving him the ice time, it's the surrounding cast that is also providing the Davidson, Saskatchewan native with some help. Rebels captain Turner Elson has developed some nice chemistry with Dino, and it's apparent the two enjoy playing together.
Turner and I, we work really well. I mean, we've had a few unreal plays together, and Maxie, he has a little chemistry to the line with speed. He's got good speed, so no, I love playing with Turner. I can't say enough about him.
While Dino's been able to provide points on a consistent basis, his team as a whole has struggled to maintain the winning pace developed when Brent Sutter took over. Dino feels there's no huge obstacle keeping the team from getting back to the level they reached when they won a long stretch of games earlier in the year.
Yeah, I think guys just got to stick to what they know. Everybody can't try to do too much when we get in a bit of a slump like that. And I mean, we started chipping pucks again, like we were in that 9-game winning streak in Saskatoon, and things started to change. And now that we're doing that, I think it's going to work out for us.
As a 19-year-old, Dino is expected to lead the Rebels down the stretch and into the playoffs. Barring any issues, he'll return next year as one of the team's overage 20-year-olds, but didn't shy away from the question when asked about life after junior hockey.
Kind of proved to myself that I can play at this level this year, and it's showed that I really want to get a pro contract somewhere overseas, or even a little NHL or something like that. And after this season, I want to come back as a 20-year-old and be another impact player, so I hope everything works out for me.
In the meantime, there's still work to be done in Red Deer, and with Dino helping to lead the charge, the team should be in good shape moving forward. For Rebels This Week, I'm Jared Waldo.
The Rebels had a special guest in the house on Saturday night versus Prince George, as WHL Commissioner Ron Robison was at the NMAC Centrium, and he sat down with us for an exclusive chat.
Now, you braved some tricky road conditions out there, but like you were just saying off mic, nothing you haven't seen before going across this league.
Well, that's right. I guess when you look at it, winter driving conditions are what they are, and obviously we want to make sure that these teams travel safe throughout, so we're always very conscious of that. But for the most part, it's been a pretty good winter, but we're accustomed to certainly the winter driving conditions.
Now, not only are you here to watch this game and check in with a couple of your club teams, as I know you like to do throughout the season, but you were here before the game to present a special award. Maybe just tell us a bit about that.
Yes, the Western Hockey League, not that many years ago now, introduced what we believe is a really significant award. It's called the WHL Distinguished Service Award, and it's really to recognize people behind the scenes who work tirelessly in a volunteer capacity, or certainly for many years, contributing significantly in very key areas for us. And tonight was a great example. Judy Sear, who's been the billet coordinator of the Red Deer Rebels since the inception of the team here in Red Deer, has just such a vital role to play. That perhaps sometimes the fans and so forth sort of focus on hockey, obviously, but when you look at what Judy's contributions have been to the Red Deer Rebels, they've been as important as anybody in any area, because that billet family area is so important for the player experience and making sure that the parents understand that they're well taken care of while they're playing here in Red Deer.
Yeah, it's kind of the lifeblood of major junior hockey in a way, because if you don't have good billets and a good billet program, you don't have a club.
Well, that's right, absolutely. It's really what happens is the whole experience the players have, the environment in which they play, is so important to all of us in the Western Hockey League. And I think the hockey experience obviously is second to none here in Red Deer, but when you look at the important thing is, of course, their education and how they're taken care of at home. And these families that embrace these players are really the family away from home that they need that type of support day to day. And we're very, very fortunate that we've got some families that go above and beyond to make sure those experiences are great for the players.
Western Hockey League Commissioner Ron Robison is our guest here in the first intermission. Ron, maybe just a quick state of the union, if you will. Just how are things going in the league as a whole right now?
Well, we're into our stretch run, really. When you look at it, once you get past the trade deadline, attention really focuses on the standings and teams that are in position to get into playoff position. And I think we're really looking forward to a real good competitive stretch run. I think when you look at this division, clearly Red Deer's had a real good run lately, and of course Edmonton is defending champions, and Calgary just have been solid throughout the season. The division is real good, and Court and Kootenay Ice are making a run for as well right now. So when you look at it, we think we're going to have a real good excitement down the stretch run. Of course, we're hosting the MasterCard Memorial Cup this year in Saskatoon. I'm going there this week with my colleagues David Branch from from the Ontario League and Gilles Courteau from the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and we're going to have an opportunity to sit down with the organizing committee and get an update on how things are going there as well.
Now, I know, and that's still, for some people around Red Deer, a sensitive subject. Saskatoon did beat out Red Deer for the right to host that event, but we're looking forward to it nevertheless. How are the preparations coming along so far?
Coming along quite well. Obviously, the Saskatoon Blades haven't had the kind of season that you'd expect from a host team at this point. We're hoping that they have a good finish. They've made some acquisitions at the trade deadline, and I think got a very veteran team. The building is a 15,000 seat capacity, so they still have a ways to go with respect to tickets. That's always going to be a challenge in that type of capacity, but we think they'll do a good job. They're certainly capable of that, and we're looking forward to a good event in May.
It certainly looks like the Saskatoon Blades made an effort to get things going here. They loaded up at the trade deadline, brought in some high-profile veterans. How important is it to have a good, strong home team in there?
It's a critical part of that event. No question, the success of the event were directly related to how competitive that team is, and a championship caliber team is a must, and that's the commitment they've made to us, and let's hope they can demonstrate that down the stretch run and get better in the playoffs. And as far as Red Deer is concerned in the province of Alberta, I've certainly spoken with Brent Sutter on many occasions about this. Extremely disappointed that they haven't had the opportunity to host this event in Alberta for now over 40 years, and we're hopeful that sometime, hopefully soon, we can make that happen.
And now, I'm glad you brought this up when you first sat down, because you're here in the NMAX Centrum for the first time since the brand new seats and suites have been opened, and it sounds like you like what you see.
Well, it's just a tremendous facility to begin with, and now to see these additions really have taken it to another level. It is really remarkable that a community like Red Deer and a facility of this size has the type of services that they have with respect to the private box suites, the club area that is available as well, premium seating, if you will, for fans that are here that make this experience of coming to a Western Hockey League game in Red Deer every bit as much as any major league facility in North America. And it's a wonderful facility. The community here, I know, probably takes it a little bit for granted because they've been accustomed to this for several years now. But these additions and the renovations are just fantastic.
Ron Robison is the Western Hockey League Commissioner, and he is our guest here on a fairly exciting Saturday night here in Red Deer. I know the Prince George doesn't come very often, but nice to see a nice big crowd here. Are you seeing that fairly standard across the league, some good numbers this year?
We're very fortunate. Our support throughout the league is excellent. We have a few markets that are of concern to us, one of which, of course, is Prince George. But I think when you look at the support in Red Deer, has been tremendous over the years. There's been nothing but a solid fan base here, and of course the excitement the team has generated now over the past couple of months. I think people are really seeing a great product on ice, and as a result of responding tonight, I understand they're very close. If they already haven't announced, we'll be announcing a virtual record for regular season attendance in this building, and that speaks volumes to I think the quality of the on-ice product and the job they do here in the community.
Overall, sounds like pretty good times in the Western Hockey League. Crowds are good. The level of hockey is good. You're hosting Memorial Cup. Pretty good time to be involved in the dub right now.
Well, it is. We think, obviously, it's a great product. We're fortunate that the top young players in the system come to play in our league and see it as it's a great league to serve their development, and obviously benefit as well from the scholarship program if they don't move on to professional hockey opportunities. So we think we offer the best of both worlds to the players. That's our focus, and I think from a fan standpoint, the facilities we just chatted about, are tremendous facilities, and as a result, we've got a very good formula right now.
Ron, thanks very much for doing this. Pleasure to meet you. Enjoy the rest of the game, and have fun with that build-up toward the Memorial Cup in Saskatoon.
Thanks very much, Troy. Appreciate it.
Ron Robison is the Commissioner of the Western Hockey League.
Thanks very much to Ron Robison. Very exciting to finally have the commish here on Southside Dodge Rebels this week. Also exciting to check in with Jack at 360 Fitness for another installment of Train Like a Rebel.
Hi everyone, Jack here from 360 Fitness Personal Training. What we're chatting about today is pre-workout or pre-game nutrition. Okay, so what you're looking for a pre-game nutrition or pre-workout nutrition is two things. You're looking for energy and recovery. You're looking for both ends of the spectrum. So you're looking for two main compounds in your pre-workout meal. Try to have your meal about 1 to 2 hours before your game or your workouts. For carbs, what you're looking for is a low glycemic, long chain carbohydrate. Something like a whole wheat pasta, brown rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, oatmeal, quinoa, that kind of thing. What you're looking for recovery is a nice lean protein source, a nice lean chicken, lean beef, lean turkey, and the such. What those two are going to give you are long sustained energy throughout your entire workout, through your entire practice, through your entire game, Also, the protein is going to help you with performance and recovery for the next day already.
Coming up after the break, we go in the skills zone, we check in around the Western Hockey League, and visit with Judy Sayre after her big award win. Southside Dodge Rebels This Week is presented by Southside Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Red Deer, Alberta. Welcome back. Time to check in with the skill zone, and for that, we chat with Jimmy from Complete Athlete in Sylvan Lake.
Hey, it's Jim from Complete Athlete. This week on the synthetic ice, we're going to work on T-glides and shuffles for goalies. Very important for them to move laterally across the ice. Having the ability to move across the net for goalies is a technical skill that can be practiced on real ice or synthetic ice. Shown here on the synthetic ice, Brett is demonstrating the T-push and the shuffle. Any movement on synthetic ice is more difficult than real ice, but by practicing there, the real ice is a breeze. Balance and posture for goalies on skates, if proper, will allow them to successfully perform these basic goaltender movements. For each exercise he performs, a series of movements happen. These are to look, to rotate, to load, to gather, and extend. By doing these 5 movements, a goalie is able to look across the crease and make the save. More information on goaltender movements can be found at completeathlete.ca.
Time now for news and notes from around the Western Hockey League, and for that, we start right here at home. Commissioner Ron Robison announced Judy Sayre as the recipient of this year's WHL Distinguished Service Award. Since the start of the Rebels franchise in 1992, Judy has volunteered her time as the team's billet coordinator, working tirelessly to make sure the players are placed in good family environments. Judy has been a key contributor in the off-ice well-being of Rebels players and is also involved in many charitable events throughout Central Alberta.
Pretty overwhelming. It's a great honor to be recognized in this capacity, especially with the Western Hockey League. We always get told we do a good job from Brett and Connie, but to get it from higher-ups means a lot, and it was quite a surprise.
Well, we're very pleased to be here tonight to present the WHL Distinguished Service Award to Judy Sayre, who is just a great example of the many volunteers who work in association with our Western Hockey League club so tirelessly behind the scenes. The award is really designed to recognize those people that work so hard in those capacities, and Judy, having been the billet coordinator since the inception of the Red Deer Rebels for over 20 years, is a great recipient, and we're just delighted to be here tonight to present the award to her.
A great event for the Rebels coming up next month as they honor the past while helping out a great cause. Their home game on Saturday, February 23rd versus the Prince Albert Raiders will be Red Deer Rustlers Heritage Night in support of the Central Alberta chapter of the Canadian Cancer Society. It's presented by Finning, and the Rebels will wear replica jerseys of the 1979-80 Centennial Cup champion Red Deer Rustlers that evening. After the game, they'll be auctioned off. All the proceeds will be going to the Cancer Society. Now, if you are a member of the Rustlers alumni, the Rebels would love to have you at the game. Give them a call at their office or email info@reddeerrebels.com and be part of a great night coming up on February 23rd. Now, Red Deer Rebel Nation, their second fan bus of the year, is all set to go for the next road game coming up in Lethbridge, and there's still a chance to get on board.
Next bus is going to Lethbridge Friday, February 1st. Will be arriving at ABC Restaurant at 1:30 p.m. Bus will depart at 2 p.m. There's still 21 seats available, so you can contact me, Jim McKay. Go to rdrebelnation.com. That's rdrebelnation.com, and get all your info, and you can contact me. Come join us. It'll be a great time.
Well, that about does it for this week's show. Thanks once again to Ron Robinson, and congratulations to Judy Sayre. Check us out on our website anytime, rebelsthisweek.com. Hit us up on Twitter @RebelsThisWeek. We'll see you next time.